This movie was better than the first one. I mean, just by the fact that they didn't have a black and white sexual assault scene. Um, but I still didn't really care for it. It was leagues better than the first movie because the first movie was kind of boring and just didn't offer much, in my opinion. Meanwhile, this one was pretty good. Uh, the guy ends up being revealed as the guy that made the puppets because there's a guy with like these like gauze all over his face, and it's like, oh yeah, he's the guy that made the puppets. No fucking shit. That's like one of the most obvious so-called plot twist ever. Um, they kill off Tunneler very early on in the movie, and you think they would leave because they just killed a character, and they don't know how many more are there. They even say that they think that there might be more killers there, but no, they just stay there. I guess they're confident in their killing abilities. There's a bit of a transphobic joke by the brother early on in the movie, and he's one of the first to go. But his death is supposed to be sad. Nah, it's not sad. There's also this old lady that gets probably one of the dumbest deaths I've ever seen in a horror movie. I've seen a lot of dumb deaths. The Slumber Party Massacre remake that came out a few years ago, that had a really dumb death in it. But this one, I think it might take the cake. She gets pulled down by a puppet. And she doesn't get back up. Like, she doesn't bonk her head and start bleeding out. She doesn't get, like, a major injury. Her legs aren't broken. There's, like, no reason for her to be laying there. But she gets pulled down by a puppet, and she just kind of lays there. They put something over her mouth to stop her from screaming, but she's not restrained or anything. Of course, they do end up dragging her by her arms, but there's like quite a few, seconds for her to do something. At least half a minute, like 30 seconds, a good 30 seconds. And she doesn't do shit to defend herself. She ends up getting killed off screen and used for the ending. Like some dumb ending thing. It's just okay. Leech woman returns, but she doesn't use leeches. I guess they didn't want the leeches to return. She gets killed too. The woman that gets killed in this scene also dies kind of dumb. Like at first I thought she was gonna die really dumb because like she gets a rifle, she gets tripped by Blade, and she doesn't pick the rifle back up. She instead picks up a frying pan, which she does end up using to kill Leech Woman. But why didn't she pick the rifle back up? She ends up picking the rifle back up. But as far as I remember, she doesn't really use it. Then she gets, like, torched by the new character Torch. Speaking of Torch, he kills a child that hates Nazis. The kid's a bit of a little shit. Like, yeah, sure, he hates Nazis. I mean, that's kind of a normal thing to do, though, so... it's not like he's some super sympathetic character that, you don't want to die, but it is a bit weird that a guy that hates Nazis is killed in this scene for, like, no reason. He's just randomly put in the forest. The kid leaves the trailer to go play. He's got a fucking whip, and he's whipping a Nazi. Like he's pretending his toy is a Nazi, and he's whipping it. It's very strange. And then he sees the cool toy Torch, and he tries to whip it too, and Torch kills him. It just feels out of place, but whatever. One of the main characters falls in love with this guy that she barely knows. I'm beginning to see that as a common horror trope lately with some of the horror movies I've been seeing lately. Like, I've been watching horror for years, but I've seen it a lot lately. Like, just for example, I watched The Wolfman recently. But she barely knows this guy. When he shows up at the door, she doesn't even recognize his voice, even though she had talked to him on the phone the very previous day. She's like, oh, who are you? And he's like, oh, yeah, we talked on the phone. It's like, oh. But not too long after she meets him, she's making out with him after talking about her dead brother. Very strange choice, but I guess they're a couple. They also killed off the girl from the previous movie off screen, and the character Alex is institutionalized and whatever. He went insane. And very, very strange. Um, it's revealed that the puppet creator or whatever, he thinks that the main character is his dead wife, so he's gonna turn her into a puppet too, so they can live together forever or something. It's kind of goofy. Like, she's a living, breathing human right now. Why do you need to do that to her? Couldn't you just wait until she's about to die and put her spirit into a puppet or something? I don't know. It's weird. And the puppet's very creepy looking. I liked that. He slits his own throat to put his essence into the puppet, which was pretty cool. Pretty disturbing. Liked it. Very cool. But, of course, he's defeated again, but the exact same way as the ending of the first movie. He starts mistreating the puppets. The puppets don't like that, so they kill him. And 2 characters survive. That's exactly how the first movie ended. Though they do throw a little scene on the end where apparently the old woman was killed and her essence was put into some other kind of mannequin puppet or whatever you want to call it. And she's gonna work with the puppets now or something. Very strange. I don't know how this movie series got 15 movies. But at least this was better than the first one, but I still didn't really care for it.